Let's get it.
We're live. All right, so now it's time for our little video. Just give it a little intro real quick. That's all. All right. Hello, K. Wah, wah, wah. Yeah, so did I see Sam trying to spruce up the first place out there? Is that what's holding us up?
No. I'll tell you what was holding us up was I just finished my third beer. But no, she was just heading off to Target. She was trying to get out of here, but she's as slow as me sometimes. But
she's welcome to hang out. But yeah. So let's go ahead and jump in on that because nothing like absence to make the heart grow fonder, and so nothing like being away for 7 days to really make you appreciate Coors Light or like the top natty seltzer flavors, House Rules, and the Catalina Lime Mixer. So that's kind of where my brain's at tonight. How about you, buddy? What you got?
Nice.
Presidente?
I ended up going with 3 stars, so I got 3 of these guys. Peppercorn, Saison. Fairly tasty, fairly crushable for a moderate ABV beer.
Beer over here, okay.
I want to keep it local. Couldn't poop too much, so
yeah. So
DC.
Port City's out of the picture on that. Okay, understood. But yeah, so obviously we do like to start these things off the right way with pups and such. You can see Cooper's hanging. So, you got anybody to brag about? Any doggies at the house these days?
No. Nope. I was gonna give you sorry, let me grab my 4th beer.
Yeah.
Was gonna give you a tour of the garden, but I don't think the internet goes past the back porch.
Yeah.
I
brought named the plants at all? Like I know Doak and Chrissy definitely naming like all the different pickle plants and stuff.
Not too many. They have to be pretty exceptional, I'd say, to get a name. Just because I'm not that creative, but I do. I've got one with a name to share with you for sure. This is Vinny 3.0. 3.0 because I've killed the first 2 fly traps. You can tell I'm really bad with the inverted camera, but you can kind of tell he has like a fly in that one. He ate seriously like a fly like the size of like I don't know, like the biggest green pea you ever saw. I'm really proud of it, but I've got one more cactus to show you. I think this is a bunny ear cactus.
Nice, dude. So backing up on Vinny, what's the biggest fly he's capable of eating? Do you know? Because I don't know if you can hear it or not. I got the window open, but we are in cicada season right now, and it is loud outside.
I think we're towards the end of cicada season, but that'd be a little bit too big. Like I want to say, like the end of your thumb, like something like that. Like like a big, like normal housefly.
Gotcha. Fine. Okay.
Let's
see if we can get them step that game up and
help clean up this one recently, so it hasn't got they usually get smaller and smaller until they die. I'm hoping this one's going to actually grow. But
okay. Of course, I did hear it as soon as I said it. Pickle plants. I don't think that Nick or Christy would judge me for saying that. That's how they feel about them. But you said cactus. You got all right. No. Maybe we'll get into that. So yeah, sticking to the script, man. So no puppies or kitties, but we got the sweet bros in the pots. That's cool. Yeah. So let's just kind of jump on into it. So. This is a show to get to know everybody a little deeper than we maybe occasionally would. So, dude, tell us a little bit about what you do for a living, kind of how you came to be where you are right now.
So most of you probably know it's been the same thing for a while. I'm a senior data analyst at Comscore, and my main responsibilities are in our financial services vertical. So I build reports that show how people interact with their banks typically. So basically, I'm giving them all of your data. There's most of the data in my reports is like from a panel of users. It's like 1 million people who are really dumb and opted into our panel because they didn't know better than to not click a certain button.
Right. Oh man.
Most of all of us are probably not in that panel, but regardless, it's just showing how how many people apply for products and where they come from and where they go afterwards and what they do once they're customers. And outside of that, I'm doing like live database matching stuff these days, kind of on our ad agency side. So that kind of helps direct it helps it's like kind of targeted advertising. It kind of helps them realize what their reach is and if they're reaching their intended audiences. And then a new thing I'm working on is kind of similar banking benchmarkers that we've had, but for newer entrants in the fintech space, digital banks like Chime and Vero and HM Bradley and gotobanking.com and shit like that. We haven't sold anything in that yet, but I'm trying to build out some stuff that we can probably hopefully eventually sell.
There you go.
But in terms of how I came to be at Comscore, I was, for those of you who don't know, I was probably the worst ad cut employee for out of college, and then and then Andrew told me about an opening at Comscore, which is what brought me to DC and Comscore. Crashed on Andrew and Brendan's couch for 2 or 3 months. Like that, which was great. I've never been so close to Millie, R.I.P. baby girl. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. That was my intro to DC / Alexandria. And been at Comscore for a little over 8 years now. It's been a long ass time.
Bro, you're coming up on 10 years already. That's great.
Yeah, it's insane.
Awesome. Yeah. No, it sounds like they're treating you well. You're hanging around and everything. So
it's not the worst. I've had a couple interviews with people lately. I've been interviewing people for jobs on the team. It's I don't want to lie to these kids, right? I don't want to lie, but it's what they're what do you like about it? And it's it is flexible. I like to get, I can take off whenever I want as long as I get my shit done. So it's that's why I'm still there, I guess. And it's easy and I'm lazy, but to an extent, it's just, flexible.
Right.
But, it's far from perfect, but,
No. I mean, as long as you're not going to your office and crying in a dark corner for 3 hours every morning, I think you're okay.
And I think that's a big part of why the last year's been better is because I'm not going to the office, but.
There you go. So you're just crying in the corner of your bedroom. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
No. But okay, awesome. Yeah, man. That sounds great. Love hearing more about how that came to be and everything. But yeah, kind of moving right along. Anything major to report? I mean, we just obviously witnessed Doak and Chrissy tying the knot semi-officially down the Dominican. But anything new and crazy that the group needs to know about here? You in your life?
Not anything I can really think of. I mean, that's definitely the biggest news lately.
Yep. You haven't gotten accepted into the community gardens or anything, right?
No, nothing like that. I mean, I've been working on my garden pretty hard the past few months. Been starting out a bunch of stuff, and I got a couple of lights strung up in my closet. You can kind of see the glow on my closet there. But I'm growing mainly hot peppers. Got some random kind of cucumber. Got tomatoes. lots of different herbs,
Uh-huh.
strawberries, a few other like random fruits.
Yeah.
So doing a lot with a little bit of space.
Quick question, since we're on it, like, does Sam get into the horticulture at all, or mainly just you?
Yeah, no, she's definitely been. So she was gonna do a garden this spring, and then she like that she ended up getting a new house, and she's moving and stuff. Well, she already has moved, so she's we plan to do a garden at her new spot, but it just like she's still painting on. She's got all the inside stuff to work on, so so we didn't really have time for that. But last year she did a big. She probably had. Well, we built like a. I think like 4 different raised beds at her old place, and she had all kinds of stuff like, from like cauliflower and Brussels sprouts to beans and peppers and squash and stuff. So
there we go.
So she did last year and probably will next year, but
nice.
Sitting one out.
Heck yeah. No, nothing wrong with that. But so feeling good about the life updates, and I feel like that's good. So formulaic show that we have here. So any kind of like TV shows or movies that you recommend that like you feel like everybody has to see, other than like Tokyo Drift or something like that?
Nothing like quite on that level, but I know I've told Doki a little bit about like I just started my second watch through, which as a rewatcher I think you'll appreciate. But there's a show on Netflix called People Just Do Nothing, and it's about like MC Grinda, and his second in command, Kevin Bates, aka Beats, his DJ, and they basically run like an underground pirate radio station in the UK. And it's like, I mean, they're just like, they're the most inept individuals that you could hope to meet, but they like basically just get into a bunch of shenanigans and kind of stumble their way from one point to the next. But it's really entertaining, and I don't know, I'm a big fan of the British slang and just like the there's I think there are some points that we could appreciate, like specific, like just it's quite quotable, and I got a couple one-liners out of it so far. But
you said People Doing Nothing, is that what it's called?
It's called People Just Do Nothing.
Nothing. Okay.
It's like the first time I tried to tell Nick about it, he's like, I mean, that's what's up, it sounds cool, but like what the fuck's it, like, what is it? It's very confusing, but yeah, it's solid.
There we go. Yeah, and I will not accept any shade for being a guy that rewatches things. As he is wrapping up like his 3rd time through Mr. Robot right now. So I think we've already touched on a handful of it, or a large portion of it, but we're getting into the hobbies part of the conversation. So obviously the gardening, the planting, the pickle trees, pickle plants are a big thing. But anything else kind of like drawing your passion right now? Anything fun and awesome you doing?
Not a ton, man. Not those a lot of my time lately has been I won't say a lot, but I've been trying to run more lately, so I don't have any like races necessarily in my sights, but I'd like to do another marathon either like later this year or next year. I'm like putting in about like 40 miles a week now, so I'm starting to feel like a runner again.
40. Okay.
Yeah. So that's been nice.
There we go.
Other than that, I've been doing, trying to cook a lot, just save money, stay at home, do that sort of thing, because can't really go out and do too much. But been cooking a bit, like, actually, I have been going out and doing more and more, but kind of an opportunity, like, I don't know, I've always, it's been, for a while, I've kind of been wanting to cook more of my own food, just because for me, it's like, it's a lot, it's especially like lunch or dinner if I'm busy or working or just got done working, it's a lot easier to like just order takeout or like get Papa John's or something. Yeah. But if I've already got something made, I don't know, it's just like that's been rewarding. But I've done a little bit of fermenting. Like I was texting Andy about this, but I made some tepache, which is like you basically it's a pineapple. It's a lightly fermented pineapple beverage. So it's basically like brown sugar, bunch of water, pineapple, and you can spice it up if you want, but it's just, it gets a little funky, gets a little bubbly, and I think unfortunately mine is starting to turn to vinegar. I think maybe I got a little bit of fruit fly infestation.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, man. I was gonna say, like, since you kind of mentioned that, it's like last time I remember you were doing some distilling and stuff around the house and everything.
It's been I've kept up the distilling like a couple times a year. I've still basically just done rum. Well, that was one of my goals for 2020 that didn't happen. RIP 2020 goals. Right. But I wanted to do whiskey instead of just rum. I wanted to get like some cracked corn and try my hand at like a bourbon, basically. That didn't happen yet. But I've got something I just started the other day I can kind of show you. This is like it's probably like 40 to 45%. It's just some rum that I made, but it's got a cinnamon stick, one clove, some cranberries, and then like I don't know, maybe like an ounce of American oak that I charred for about an hour at 400 degrees.
They look like tobacco pouches floating around in there. I support it. That's what you want to do.
The tobacco flavor might not be bad. I just I'd have no clue how to kind of dose it, but just American oak chips, baby, USA.
And is it really all that you need is cracked corn? Because we buy that stuff by the 50-pound bag here.
Really? Yeah. They're I think if you are using it for like human consumption, I can't remember what it is, but I think there's something you've got to make sure it doesn't have preservative. I don't remember, but it's not treated with something. But I think I think like there are lots of different ways to make whiskey, but I think one of the cheapest is to get you some cracked corn and maybe some enzymes, amylase, whatnot, and get it fermenting. But I just there aren't a lot of feed stores in DC.
Come on, man. There's not a Tractor Supply around the corner.
Not that I've seen. No.
Yeah. So, all right. I know what to get you for Christmas at least now.
50-pound bag.
Yep. So that's a fun ass segue into like our rapid fire section where I just pick like a handful of these guys and see what you think. But this one actually came from one of our many subscribers. He suggested this one, but like, what is your favorite drink? Like cocktail, whether that's cocktail, beverage, or beer, seltzer, whatever. And why?
I think favorite drink ever might have to be, boringly enough, water. But like, we'll say I think so. Manhattan is definitely my favorite cocktail, and it's one because it's delicious, and two because it's strong, gets the job done. If you're making a BrettBrett style, you basically just want 2 shots of rye whiskey, 1 shot of sweet vermouth, and however much bitters to your preference. But I love that 212 is the area code, and it's also the recipe. It's just so neat. But that's definitely the favorite cocktail.
I think I would lean old fashioned over Manhattan, but I think that's kind of a commentary on how I prefer the sweets over you preferring the bitter, which is fair. I'll let you get away with it. But then this was one I was thinking about in the shower the other day when I heard an absolute banger come on the stereo. Backstreet Boys or NSYNC?
So don't have a problem with either one of them, but I was more of a Backstreet Boys guy.
Yeah.
I couldn't probably tell you like album titles or anything, but the one with like all the bangers on it, like I think I could probably give you 95% of the lyrics from front to back.
right?
90 to 95, we'll say. But I gotta go Backstreet Boys.
Right. Yeah, I feel like I was raised in an NSYNC house, but then I grew up and started making my own decisions, and it's like, all right, Backstreet Boys, definitely better there. Yeah, another one that has kind of come up as a result of getting back to the motherland and everything, and some of the amenities that we maybe didn't have down the Dominican Republic. Are you a Charmin Ultra Soft or Ultra Strong kind of guy? And don't tell me commercial grade is your preference.
I think Ultra Soft, and like I will say it's not the Ultra Soft is not what I buy for myself. It's generally like the cheapest one that says soft on it.
Yeah.
But whenever I guess generally it's whenever I'm like around Nick, because you got that sensitive BH, but like I do appreciate it, when it does grace my booty hole. So
yeah. And RIP septic system down in the Dominican after Nick
not handle that extra soft. It was like I could handle that, one ply, but none of this luxurious whatnot.
Right. We normally don't do this, but I did see that we've got a write-in rapid fire question from one of our viewers. Share a tale from the Great Pine Bluff Adorian Wars. Do you have anything to comment on there? I know Keithco is from Ado, but
yeah. Well, I mean, say what you will for the animosity between Ador and Pine Bluff. Keith Core did once say that I was an honorary Adorian, so
we've got a traitor in our midst. Okay.
I wouldn't say that. I would say that was like an early attempt at interrelations. That's you know what I mean. You know exactly what I mean.
Diplomacy, I think. Is what
yeah.
Nice.
War stories. The only thing I can think of is I did get attacked by a dog one time running through Ador. And like usually if you've been chased by a dog, they usually give up like pretty quickly. They're just like, okay, this person's just like, but it was just like refusing to be ignored. And I felt it like nipping at my heels. And then like I stopped and yelled at it and it went away.
And that's the origin story of Brett Baggett, the cross country runner right there. Very Ravon Shepherd at the Elks Club.
That's the fastest I've seen him move.
Ever. But yeah, sweet, man. We'll get you out of here on this one from the rapid fire section. Dude, if you could sing one song on American Idol, what would it be? I gave these to you ahead of time.
Yeah, but like when you say I'm not going to ask all of them, it makes me think, cool, don't skip that shit. I think I'd go with something Frank Ocean. I like him as a songwriter, not that I have anywhere near his voice, obviously, but or a voice to speak of, but I don't know. I'm gonna say something off Channel Orange, like maybe Pyramids is a fun one. I don't know if that would really like showcase the range enough.
So the correct answer was actually Tequila in this scenario. That's the song that you were supposed to sing, but Frank Ocean is a deep response that I'm gonna have to research later and see if that's if I can give you credit for that one or not. But no, sounds good, man. You made it through like all the hard stuff and whatever. The interrogation. Everybody knows everything about you now, and this is totally public. We have dozens of us, okay, at least one. So from there, it's kind of getting into the roasting section. Sometimes depending on the guest and everything, it can be a honey roast. Sometimes it can be a bit of a Vic vinegar roast. But for you, I do have some things here. So as many of our previous guests are aware, have been made aware, I did run a script on a lot of my text messages, and I found out, and I kind of determined the percentage of conversations that were started by me versus the person that I was talking to. And I went ahead and ran those numbers for you. Some people I use this as a roast for, but Brett, you get to be honey roast, man, on this, and your trend over the last 90 days has been exponentially up as well. So like you have been in like that 62nd percentile or so, but right now we're sitting in like the 87th percentile of you participating, instigating the conversation. So I appreciate that. Glad to have you in my life, man. That's awesome.
I feel like I'm more of a responder than an instigator. I have been trying to make more of a instigational endeavors lately, but yeah, appreciate you reaching. It's been fun talking stocks and stonks.
Yeah, boy.
When they go,
yeah, even if they go down, we don't care. They just come right back up.
Beam fuel.
But yeah, man. Other than that, let's see. I think I highlighted one here. Yeah, and then again, honey roast side of things. Could not be happier when you and Sam have both made trips up here. I think within like the last 6 months. Both of you. I forget when the first trip was.
It was about a year ago, but
a year ago. Okay.
But what is time? So
yeah, right. Who knows? But yeah, could not be happier for seeing that effort and everything. I love being a part of it. So that's kind of all I got for you. Other than I don't know why you didn't pack running shoes for the trip to the Dominican. What the hell, man?
I should have known better. My feet suffered a little bit for it, but
and then also I forgot. Yeah, I don't know how much you had to pay for it, but I am still upset that you paid our friend at the shooting club to tally the scores up in your favor and rig that election.
Destroy the evidence immediately afterward.
Yeah. Yeah, shooting shotguns. I was definitely worst all day. Then you were kind of like second worst to start out with, and then it's like we go to the next spot. It's like, all right, he's a little better, maybe more consistent. I don't know, but
I definitely got good advice from the pros. I mean, they like because you saw I was the five stand. The five stand I think was a little too much going on for me, just because too much to remember 5 different things like with different directions.
Yeah,
but I think the trap was more my speed, and like I said, their direction helped. But
no, all right. So I guess went. And there is somewhat of a roast that kind of comes out of that. Now that I'm thinking about it. I am so upset that I had to hear this from Strayhorn only. But when we're going on to the onto the second like golf whatever version of things, you know, they're driving us through the jungle and everything, and then one of the dudes hops out from the lead cart and runs off into the woods, and you say, "All right, we're giving him a 30-second head start." Yeah.
It was a joke.
Yeah.
I thought everyone got the same idea when he tore off in the woods, and I was like,
"Are we doing this?"
Everybody for a second, but we were the ones that got so.
Everybody's on the same page. Okay. We do have some challenges coming in from the audience right here. This John Strawn fella,
right?
Had to be rigged. And that you had hit 2 at his bachelor party. I'm not sure.
It was like 2 out of 40. It was bad. It was real. Like that's why I was so. I don't know if you heard me, shit talking myself prior, but it wasn't for no reason. That wasn't like sandbagging. It would really have just been like really, really bad as shotgun. That was one of the 2 times I've gone in the past like 3 or 4 years, and both were real bad. So I expected to be real bad, but I was less high this time. So I think maybe that has something to do with it. Weird.
I was gonna say, is that good or bad? I can't tell. But yeah, I feel like the last time I went skeet shooting or whatever, anything close to that was like sophomore year in high school with Matt Hennings, like out at some farm. But yeah, so that's all I got, man. From there, we kind of move into your roasts, and I understand that Sam ran out to Target, but if she had any mail-in ballots that she wanted to roast anybody on, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I don't think she had anything. I texted her this more like not this one, this afternoon, whenever, to let her know that she could think about it for a little while. And I'm like, she she wanted to roast Rocco, but I was like, no, this isn't the forum. And she's not here for it in the first place. But so I'll say no for her. You know, there's like there's the standard typical. By that I mean I'll give those to Brendan and Vern as their like the closest to me, and I don't see them enough. And I think you and most people know this is like haven't always been the best at reaching out on my own over the past few years. But I've been trying with those guys a little bit more lately, and one or two things here and there, but would love to do more with them. That's all. Like, I mean, it's the standard like fallback roast, but like, I've been pretty mobile. I can drive. I've been out to Cincinnati a few times. Like, I'm like definitely. I haven't done shit for the past year, so I'm like raring to go. So, just want to see the bros.
Yeah. So we have a honey roast, a roast. I don't know what it's called when you roast yourself or anything.
Auto roast.
What's that?
Auto roast.
Auto roast. Yes. Turn it on. But no. So that's fine. Yeah. I mean, we do want people to reach out to in both directions. So it's like you're making an attempt. So we're gonna stick on the other bros as well. But yeah, cool, man. Anything else you wanted to touch on?
I think that's all I've got. Yeah, everything pretty chill, pretty copacetic in DC. Yeah. If anybody is in the area or anywhere near the area or wants to be near the area, got a air mattress with your name on it. So the accommodations aren't luxurious, but they're free. So I'll let you play.
So I'm a little disappointed. I was hoping there was gonna be like some fresh drama from the last 6 days that we spent out of country and stuff. Like if somebody did something that was totes inappropriate or whatever.
I don't think anything too crazy went down. Did you hear about me and Samantha breaking down the golf cart?
Yeah. We got to wait, and then you ran back and grabbed another golf cart, right?
A rental car.
Oh, the rental.
That was the only thing with an engine was the little Kia, which I didn't realize. It took me a while to figure out. But why would you leave the parking brake on a flat driveway? I don't know. Regardless, we got it working, and yeah.
There we go.
No one was stranded for too long.
Right. No. All good. So kind of we're wrapping up and everything. So this is an ongoing series that we have, investigative series, but we actually have a real privilege here to be talking with victim/witness 0. So I want to get your opinion. Why did Brendan shit the stairs?
Well, first of all, I will need another beer for this one.
Go for it. I'm not going to stop you. Is it a cooler or a fridge?
It's a Pine Bluff cooler.
Okay, cool.
It's a large. So my coolers are either tiny or big. Yeah. But it's just like it's a 2-gallon stock pot with a smaller plastic container in it and ice. So it won't sweat too much. It's a little Pine Bluff.
That'll work. Stay on brand.
Yeah, as you must. Why? Very good question. I think honestly, what had happened was Corbett enchanted him. I think that Corbett was a little miffed that Brendan came back so hard on the fairly mild criticism that Corbett might have had about said Daenerys, but I think what had happened was I think Corbett either talked to some local witch doctor, or maybe he went out and bought like some Scooby snacks off of a homeless person and like fed them to Brendan somehow. I'm not sure what happened, but I think it was Corbett voodoo that got back at Brendan and just made him think the stairs was a porta potty, and he got a hold of the wrong stuff.
That's a very interesting mystical type thought process there, but I can definitely see it happening, especially with like what they sell at gas stations in DC. That kind of checks out. I could see there being some poop on stairs pill that they sell over the counter.
Might have been some rhino horn,
right?
Like it's RIP Mark's Market. It's no more. It's condos now, but I'm sure you can still get that rhino horn or whatever the performance enhancing drugs are within a couple blocks of here. So it's very much out there.
All right, we can investigate that. I've got a couple experts in the field that we can consult on that further. Now that you brought that theory to the table, but yeah, like I love it, and I don't know if you feel like revisiting that and telling us about what your personal experience was that morning or that night. I think we've heard it at least once, but
I don't mind regaling you once more. I was as a hungover boy does, I woke up around 5 or 5:30, dry throat, just very dehydrated, and I was like, cool, need to make my way to the fridge, find some water. And I didn't want to turn on the lights because I live here. Also, it's not a big space. I mean, I know it with my eyes closed. I was like, I knew, Mike and Andrew were on the floor. Didn't want to wake them up because the majority of the light directly over their head. All went well until I was second or third stair to the top. And of course, I wasn't looking where I was going because I was feeling my way through the dark. And I immediately knew once stepping in it what it was. However, not knowing we were savages, I assumed it was something left behind by Poldy, roommate at the time's dog.
Yeah.
So I it was my right foot that went into it. So I left foot hopped it into the kitchen. Luckily, there were no dishes in the sink. I plopped my foot in the sink, and I turned that bitch on hot, and I scrubbed with soap, and I cleaned it out afterwards. But like, I didn't know what else to do. And
I was about to start blaming you for the seat in the bathroom. Like, okay, he went in there to clean off his foot. That explains how the toilet seat got so messy and everything too.
The toilet seat was messy?
The toilet seat was messy, yeah.
Okay. Because I was like, I didn't see any toilet paper on the stairs.
Yeah.
I hope you cleaned up somewhere. But I guess that partially explains that. But
bottom line, we're going with the mystic enchantment.
I think
explanation.
Some Irish Celtic magic, unclear exactly which mechanisms through which it worked, but it was
right.
For it.
But Corbett is officially a witch doctor in that regard, and we should all steer clear of his bad side.
It certainly could not have been anything to do with alcohol consumption or blackoutness, or anything of that nature.
No, never. All right, so now we're to that point where we're kind of wrapping up, but you just got a small decision here to make. You get the opportunity to decide who goes next. So per my calculations, that leaves Doak, Doug, and the aforementioned Brendan available to be nominated. I don't know if you've got a preference there. What direction you want to go, man?
I know who I want to hear from. I think I would like to hear from Doug first.
Doug, there we go.
Yeah, I'd love to hear the Duggermeister.
Yeah. let's do a little Doug, and then we'll kind of bring it home with the Doak Brendan combo and call it a day on season 1.
An explosive day.
Yeah, but all right, dude. So from there, we really only got one other thing to do, and that's pound a quick beer. We normally do like a little intermission at this point because I gotta pee. And grab like a beer I want to chug. Well, a beer that I don't want to sip, I guess is the better way to say it. So do you have a preferred delivery method here for how you want to do your fast beer send off?
So it's gotta be a full beer.
Sure.
I think I've got like 3/4 of a beer. So I could just chug a lug. I could just chug a lug.
Yeah.
I think so. How much do you got?
It's kind of unorthodox, this whole just chugging out of a can idea that you're talking about.
Do I need to go find a glass?
Nah, that's cool. Do you have a preferred song I could play in the background?
I guess we want some pump up tunes.
What you thinking?
Really get the blood flowing, make me feel athletic.
Yeah, some Archie. You ready?
On your workout plan?
What? Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do it. All right, so I'm gonna press play, and then we're gonna kind of just wait 10 seconds, and then we're gonna start. Okay.
Perfect.
All right. Let me know if you can't hear it. Is that good? All right, wait for the bass.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
1, 2, and 3, and 4, and get them sit up Friday. Tuck your tummy tight and do your crunches like this. Get head, stop, breathe, get up, check your weed. Don't drop the money, respect the weed. Make up your son of disrespect the speed. It's a party tonight.
Unexpected.
Unexpected?
Harder to chug than expected.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Craft beer is not conducive for that. Well, and also 6% seltzer is not probably the best idea either. But yeah. Unless I hear any objections from the audience, I think that we've kind of got what we needed from content perspective. We know where we're going next. Doug, hold on to your boots, man. We're coming for you.
About to knock them.
Yeah, like Dorothy at the end of Wizard of Oz.
Exactly.
When we knock him boots.
Yeah.
But all right, babe, it's been awesome. Thanks for hanging. You crushed it. Thank you, fan. I'm not really familiar with who this Kevin guy is, but yeah, it wasn't that full. It was full enough to chug. Let's maybe we'll do a test beer later tonight. But yeah, so I think Cooper's coming in. I think he wants another walk, but yeah, good stuff, babe.
Appreciate it, boss man. Had a lot of fun.
All right, like cats.
Peace.